Hello there everybody, Adam Cleary here, and having been through all of our coverage for Hell in a Cell today, I have noticed something. Okay, so Hell in a Cell was not what you would call a short show. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't one of these mega cards we've seen at WrestleMania and SummerSlam, but there was still 8 matches, and you can get an awful lot of wrestlers in 8 matches. But the names that are missing from this show is absolutely astonishing. Like, I know the company's bloated and the roster is full, but the amount and quality of talent that wasn't even deemed worthy of the pre-show has knocked me clean over. I don't even just mean there are a lot of wrestlers who weren't on the show, because there's always a lot of wrestlers who aren't on the show. I mean, when you actually look at it, WWE have deliberately benched some of the biggest names in the entire industry. This isn't even meant to be a list, but Christ, I mean, my name is Adam Cleary, and here are, 25 wrestlers I cannot believe WWE didn't use at Hell in a Cell. The last man in WWE to have a 5-star match, drafted to the main roster over 5 months ago, and is still yet to get beyond the pre-show on a pay-per-view. I'm sure that I read somewhere that they don't call people up from NXT unless they've got a plan, so The winner of the first ever Women's Royal Rumble, a 502-day undefeated streak in the company, Asuka can now barely get herself on television following 2 consecutive losses to Carmella. Wow. This time last year, the Usos put on a borderline 5-star match with the New Day inside Hell in a Cell, and, well, they've barely been on a pay-per-view in any capacity since Greatest Royal Rumble this year. A former women's champion, an integral part of the SmackDown women's roster, Naomi has won, I think, 4 times on television all year. That is bad. Remember how stoked you were for Sanity getting called up? Yeah, what happened there? Here is your public service announcement that big multi-women things to one side. Bayley hasn't made a pay-per-view appearance since that kendo stick on a pole match against Alexa in June of last year. The Revival were called up in April 2017 and have thus far managed 2 pay-per-view pre-show appearances. That's it. Oh, they had individual spots in the Greatest Royal Rumble. Career highlight. Then, of course, there's Ember Moon, who arrived on the main roster with arguably a similar level of momentum to Asuka, but now finds herself on main event more than she does on Raw. I have no idea what happened there. No pay-per-view appearance for the Bar since Greatest Royal Rumble. Not one. Thanks to things like the Women's Royal Rumble and the Battle Royal and the Money in the Bank and all of that stuff, Sasha's managed to keep herself on pay-per-views quite a lot, but would you like to know when our last one-on-one match was? SummerSlam last year. Another NXT champion who looked like he would just walk straight into the main event when he was called up. Bobby Roode's basically just been multi-man fodder in 2018. Right now he's doing a thing with Chad Gable, but I honestly forget what. The literal Cruiserweight champion, Cedric Alexander. Now, I know you're going to say he's the Cruiserweight champion, so yeah, he only ever should really be getting on pre-shows, but that's only happened twice this year. WrestleMania and SummerSlam. God, do they miss Neville. When they booked Hell in a Cell, Carmella was the most recent former SmackDown Women's Champion and still couldn't even get herself on the card. God knows when we're going to see her on a pay-per-view again. I could guess never. Again, yes, oh my God, it's only Jinder, but he is, you cannot dispute, the most recent former WWE Champion. And he even held the United States Championship this year and still couldn't get himself on Hell in a Cell. But hey, pay-per-view main event's loss is main event's gain. The other main event, that one. No room either for Elias on Hell in a Cell, and in fact he's only had 3 pay-per-view matches this year. One of those was the Rumble and the other was the Elimination Chamber. Now granted, yes, matches aren't exactly his gimmick, but maybe they should be eventually, soon. I actually had to Google to check whether or not Bray Wyatt is currently out injured. He's not. So, funny story, I actually had an episode of Cleary's Theories all written and recorded where I said that I thought they had given up on Roman and would instead push Lashley as the top guy, but we decided to sit on that for a week in case Roman beat him in the #1 contenders match and got Brock at SummerSlam instead. Look how that turned out. Kevin Owens, for Christ's sake, who just made a spectacular return, sort of, on Raw. I am willing to bet you that you have seen his last pay-per-view match for WWE in 2018, though I would dearly love to be wrong. Has there ever been a wrestler fall so far down the card in the same year that they won the Royal Rumble? Like, from the main event to failing to win that feud, to the mid-card, to not even getting on the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. Oh wait, sorry, Asuka. The guy is literally the United States champion and still couldn't get on the show. What are they doing? And finally, Finn Balor, the first ever Universal Champion, the man who nearly got Brock at the Rumble, and now he has to scrap for trading wins in the mid-card of Raw and occasionally pay-per-views. Finn Balor. So there you have it, 25 wrestlers who did not get on Hell in a Cell. Not just developmental talent or people who've been out for a while or who are kind of like between stories. 25 wrestlers who could legitimately be on any wrestling show in the world but didn't get onto their company's most recent pay-per-view. 25. For all we bang on about them overstuffing the roster or having more money than they really know what to do with, does anything illustrate it better than those 25 names I've just read out to you? They could all main event other companies. They would all be one of the biggest deals in the entire world if they went onto the indies, and they don't even get on the WWE pay-per-view cards. Some of them, and I've researched this for doing this, some of them have barely been on pay-per-views all year. I'm probably going to end up doing a much more in-depth, longer look at this later on in the week, but just for now, going through the stuff today, not even looking for this information, it has absolutely bowled me over how much talent they are, and there's no other way to word this, how much talent they are wasting at the minute. But yes, just for the purposes of Hell in a Cell, let me know what you made of all this. Who on that list should have been on the card and wasn't shouted out in the comments below? And of course, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter here, WhatCulture on Twitter here, probably, unless we're doing the little cute box out thing we're doing now. But in the meantime, thank you very much for watching. I have, of course, been Adam Cleary, and I will see you soon. Bye.